Dryness leads to breakage. Breakage leads to not retaining your length. So yesterday we talked about what not to do when deep conditioning. Today we're going to talk about 8 additional things that you should never do to your natural hair. Jumping right into it, number 1, rip knots out of your hair. Now, I'm guilty of this also, so I'm not going to act like I'm not, but I've learned over years of ripping knots out of my hair that only causes more damage. If you're interested in my little DIY hack of how to keep your scissors in your emery board close to you at all times, check the iCards above. Yet, when you rip knots out of your hair, all you're doing is creating more split ends and that hair strand split upwards, if you didn't know. Number 2, and this had to come into number 2 because I hear this all the time, especially from my 4C girls. Talking bad about your curly, natural, kinky hair. Now, when people come to me and they ask questions and I follow up with, how would you identify your strands? And they say 4Z, yes, we're being funny. However, in the same token, we are labeling our hair as the worst grain of hair on planet Earth. And yes, we laugh and we joke about it, but the truth is, we really feel that way when we call our hair 4Z. I'm here to tell you, your hair is beautiful and it was uniquely designed just for you. And talking bad about her is the opposite of seeing her as one of a kind. Number 3, what we never should let our hair do is dry out. Wash day is one of those days we dread because it just takes all day. But if you label your hair as naturally dry, you may need to perform wash day earlier than you planned it. Dryness leads to breakage. Breakage leads to not retaining your length. And speaking of breakage, you should never allow your hair to remain in a shrunken state. I'm the first one to preach. Shrinkage is the sign for healthy hair. However, you cannot leave your hair in a shrunken state, especially if you have 4C hair and you want it to stay on your head. Allowing your hair to remain in a shrunken state will result in your curls tangling around one another, creating knots that you have to eventually cut out if they're too tight. Number 5, I said this before, sleeping without protection. Now, if you are going to bed without a satin scarf or sleeping on a satin pillow, you're drying out your hair. Now, do we gotta go through this again? Dryness leads to breakage. Breakage leads to you not retaining length. We gotta go over this again. Number 6, washing and deep conditioning your hair with synthetic hair attached. Now, not too often, but there are times when I come across ladies who wash and deep condition their hair every week with weave or synthetic hair attached. Now, I can understand if it's like 1 or 2 times and you're protective styling and it's just, you just don't have time for your hair right now. Like, I can understand that, right? But if every wash day is like that, how are you properly cleaning your hair? Now, let's not look over the fact that synthetic hair draws out moisture from your hair. So if you're not putting the moisture back in, once you take that style down and you're manipulating your strands, I can only imagine the breakage and the damage that you're doing to your real hair. Which leads me to my next point. Protective styling for months. Now, the question I want to ask you all, when does protective styling become damaging? And that is a question that you have to answer for yourself. I mean, it's not protective styling if your hair is falling out right along with the style when you take it down, right? So number 8, to the things that you should never do to your natural hair is overcomplicate your hair routine. You should not have an 18-slide PowerPoint presentation to tell me about your routine for your natural hair. People, keep it simple. It's not that hard. Wash your hair, deep condition it, moisturize it, twist it up, and then sometimes let it out. This is how I look in real life. Once a week, wash, deep condition, moisturize my hair. I twist it up and I just let it be. And sometimes I let it out. Sometimes, like somebody's birthday. So those are the 8 things that I feel like you should never do to your natural hair. And I'm just gonna add one more. Don't suffocate your hair either. It is healthy to let your hair down. It is healthy to take that scarf off. Believe me, too much of anything can become damaging. If at any point in your journey you were guilty of doing one of these things, let us know. I mean, people love other people that they can relate to. I'll say my guilt right now. For about a year, I suffocated my hair. I literally slept day in and day, like from day to night, get my words right. From day to night, I wore a satin scarf 24/7 for almost a whole year. And I honestly can't tell you, because my mental wasn't as clear back then. I had other issues going on. I honestly couldn't tell you if I experienced more shedding or not, but I can tell you that I am guilty of suffocating my hair. And some days I'm guilty of that now too, where I literally have to remind myself, girl, take that scarf off. So I will see you guys in the next video. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to this channel, hi! Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. The next video, right over here. Yeah, just click. See you later.